Peace and blessings, power people. Thank you so much for your patience. We started this hangout a few minutes behind. I'm having some technical issues with Google and loading the hangout. So hopefully we can clarify that. I am the Reverend and High Priestess Tema Aziz Serwa of the Womb Sauna, thewombsauna.com. My sister is going to be hopping on from Express Your Light. Her and I have teamed up together to offer some powerful information about the healing arts and how art can be a manifestation tool. So I am going to go ahead and get us started for the sake of time because we are starting a few minutes behind. And let me tell you why we wanted to have this conversation with you while she hops on. I have been on a journey, I would say probably the past couple of years now, of integrating. I call it my great integration between my light and my darkness. Everything with me is not always love and light. I'll be vain that there's been pieces of me that are very dark. And I used to resist that. I used to interpret that as something negative. But then I began to study the archetypes of dark feminine power, the Shekmets of that goddess archetype. You'll find that she has her light and she has her darkness. Yemoja will have the mothering, nurturing water energy, but she will keep that machete on her hip, right? And so we as women sometimes, in our attempts to always be positive and always be light and always be these different things, we end up actually being inauthentic. There is power in your dark feminine energy. There is power in the fire that boils in that solar plexus in your belly, right? And so that's what we wanted to talk about. And we wanted to have the conversation in a way where you could immediately tap into that power. So Annette from here, let's see if we can hear her. Annette, say something. Let me see if I can hear your beautiful voice.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, I see you talking. You gave me a smile, but I don't hear anything. So I don't know what's going on with Google Hangout. This has never happened to us before, but we keep flowing. And if we need to do this again, we will. So let me start with saying, what is the power of art? It's something about putting your hands into something, creating something from your own ashe, your energy, and your creative ideas that will allow you to take something from the spiritual realm and bring it into the physical. Give you an example. I've used the art of vision boards, right? Everybody's familiar with vision boards. They're a really powerful tool right now. And I was just looking at my vision board, the last one I made, and saying, oh my goodness, everything on that board manifested. Part of my journey was becoming a mother and having a child. And so I put images of positive pregnancy tests and beautiful babies that look like children my husband and I would have. And I had a picture of a pregnant woman that said, healthy babies are worth the wait. Right? And lo and behold, she's here. And it's something about your senses. You have the sense of sight, smell, sound, all of these different things that are part of your composition that you can leverage for manifestation tools. So if you're seeing something day in and day out, it is reprogramming your subconscious mind. It's teaching you that, yes, what you're seeing right in front of you can manifest. So that's why vision boards become so powerful. So my friend Annette Ferrell, from Express Your Light, check her out, expressyourlight.com, everyone. Her and I were having a conversation, and I said, Annette, I've done vision boards, but I wonder if there's a way to take the power of what happens in the brain when you're visualizing and seeing something day in and day out and reprogramming your subconscious and amplify that. And my homegirl said, yes, we need to do what's called shadow boxes. I'm gonna let y'all see her face. Give me a funny face for like, whoop, whoop, represents shadow box. Even though y'all can't hear her, I'm gonna speak for us both. So she came up with this wonderful idea. I said, how powerful would it be to create what is called a 3D vision board, so the images are literally popping out at you, and do it in honor of your dark feminine power. I'm talking about the pieces of you that you judge yourself for. So when you catch yourself looking in the mirror and you say, oh, I don't feel beautiful, and instead of embracing that moment and the power of what it is you're feeling, you judge yourself for having that thought. It's not the thought that's bad. Yeah, it's a dark thought. Yeah, it's not, oh, I'm so powerful, I feel beautiful and all of that. No, it's a dark thought, but there's revelation and power in dark thoughts. If you look at the sacred text throughout time, you will always see the power of darkness coming before the power of creation. You know, I grew up in a Christian church. In Genesis, it was the Spirit of God moving upon the dark, deep waters, right? Darkness came before the light. There's something about darkness and the creative power that we have to start tapping into. And some of our religious upbringings keep us from doing that. Some of us think it's voodoo, witchy poo, and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not concerned about the language. I want you to start embracing all of you. And when you reject any aspect of yourself, that is self-betrayal. So you have to learn how to leverage your darkness. You have to learn what to do with your anger that's positive, that will serve you well. You have to learn what to do with your ego. You have to learn what to do with the parts of you that's still hiding. And you can actually take that energy, muster it together, and create something powerful for yourself. So that's the intention behind our Manifestation Shadowbox Party, and we have aligned it with the spring equinox. It's going to be powerful. We are providing all of your art supplies. We are bringing everything that you need. So when you register, all you have to do is literally get your intention clear, make your mind up about what it is you want to do when you arrive, and then show up. And so that is actually on March 19th, 2016. Energy is going to be high. Springtime is going to be coming in. And we are going to help you go through what we've been going through, which we call the great integration of your light and your dark. We're going to help you through the medium of art, learn how taking imagery, taking different things. And like I said, this is a 3D vision board. So you'll have things popping out and it'll be framed. It's something you can put in your home. So when you leave this event, you'll be feeling renewed. You'll have something very powerful and visual to put in your space. You can look at literally every day to help you not judge yourself. I am calling y'all to radical self-acceptance. The Womb Sauna and Express Your Light is saying, yes, shine. Shine in all aspects of yourself and learn how to use your darkness. I said to one of my good friends, and Annette has heard me say it a million times, one of the most righteous things I have ever done is taking somebody's head off in spirit. Anybody who knows me well knows Tamar keeps a machete on her hip, honey. I don't play them games. And it has been one of the most righteous things. I see Annette laughing. Let me show y'all her laughing at me. It has been one of the most righteous things I've learned to do. I used to confine myself. I used to restrain myself. I used to say, oh, Tamar, be nice. And then I started practicing being nice, nasty. And that's the worst thing you can do. Nice nastiness is a form of manipulation. It's inauthentic. And it robs you of your solar plexus chakra energy because you're not being true to yourself. So I was doing all this stuff, being nice, nasty, and trying to pretend to be okay with things that I was not. And it wasn't until I started making them heads roll at my shrine that I realized I was purifying my life, my interactions with folks, and I was setting things up in such a way that certain things could no longer reach me. Somebody needs to hear that listening to this broadcast. You need to set things up in your life in such a way that certain things won't even reach you. Certain gossip, certain energy, certain types of people, certain things won't reach you anymore. Some of you say, why do I keep having the same experience in my love life or with this or with that? That's because you ain't made them head rolls. You got to take some heads off and you got to start learning how the darkness in you is a gift from the Most High. There is powerful manifestation energy in that. Our ancestors were teaching us that. And that's something that we're going to build into our Shadowbox Party, where you will learn how you can use certain imagery in the creation of your 3D vision board to honor the lineage from which you've come, the darkness of it. There's power in that grandmother that used to cuss you out in a heartbeat and didn't think twice about it. But there was something about her that you learned, and there's a gift in that vibration. Even though your mechanism and how you may say certain things may be different, there is a gift in your darkness. There is a gift in the dark mother. And you cannot appreciate the light that you are without understanding and appreciating the darkness that you are as well. And you have permission to absolutely be both. And so at this party, we want to celebrate all of you. We want to help you integrate that and be okay with your light and your darkness. And we're going to use art. It's going to be so fun. And sometimes these conversations can get heavy, but no, it'll be springtime, flowers will be blossoming. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be powerful. And I just want to say, even though you can't hear Annette, she's here with us, but this sister has been a blessing to my life. That's why I wanted to collaborate and offer this with her, because I've been going to her healing arts classes for years. Expressyourlight.com. Check her out. She will come to you and offer healing art events and all of that. She's doing amazing things. So I remember one of the first classes I went to of hers, we were sculpting and we were making these turtles, and she was teaching the wisdom behind using turtle imagery with art and how you can use that to help manifest and heal and all these different things. And I was like, man, this is such a bad sister. I didn't know that you could leverage art at this depth. So she was my introduction to how powerful the healing arts are. Expressyourlight.com. Check her movement out. She's doing beautiful things. So it was a duh moment for me to collaborate with her on something in the healing arts. You got to understand what you do with your hands. Something powerful about learning to do things with your hands and create and manifest. And art is a language in and of itself. I'm gonna try not to be too deep, but art is a language in and of itself. And so what you're able to create and see for yourself will come into your life. Sculpting, painting, doing the shadow box, the 3D vision boards that we're doing, all these different ways of expressing music. Oh my goodness, they say music is the only thing that can control your subconscious mind without your permission. I leverage that. When I need to be in a powerful, sensual, loving vibration, you best believe I got a Raheem Devon playlist with Luther and Jill and Janet and all of that. Go get your life. Yes, absolutely. Nourish my root chakra. I have no problems with that. When I need to take myself higher. I remember during my pregnancy, I just had my baby girl in November. Shout out to Zariel, the Empress is here. You know, when I needed to keep myself in a high vibration, I would just lay out and put on classical music. And I could literally feel the effect on my chakras and how things would balance with the different fluctuations. And I would just lay in it for hours. You know, there's all these different tools. Why do you think gospel music is so profound and makes you feel something, especially when they hit those high notes? Those high notes are blowing up your crown chakra. Those low, deep notes, those are nourishing your root chakra. Every organ in your body has a sound, a color, right? So when you learn the messages that art is bringing to nourish and support your healing process, you're now able to use that as a tool. The same way you do candle work, the same way you do smudging of your home and saging. Put art in your space and let it be a healing art piece and create that. So we're just going to hold the space on March 19th in celebration of the spring equinox. And as things get lighter on the planet, we are going to honor what has been dark in the winter and fall energy within you and integrate it and show you and teach you how all of that will serve you well. So our intention on this hangout was to actually do a ritual demonstrating some of what we're going to do on March 19th. Because we're having some technical issues with you being able to hear Annette, that was her part, you see. So because we're having these issues with Google today, we may need to schedule another hangout for her to just share her wisdom and you feel her energy and hear her voice. She looks so cute today. I see you got dressed up for the hangout. I love it. And so I'm so frustrated that y'all cannot hear from her for yourselves. But in the meantime, to register for this event, you go to the wombsauna.com. You'll see our event registration tab where you can register for an upcoming event. And you just click on our Shadowbox Party and you'll see the itinerary, the details there, and how to make payment for this event. And like I said, all of the art supplies are included. So you definitely want to be able to do that. We're right at 4:30. I want to go ahead and shift gears and talk about past wounds and some heart work because, you know, they say February is the love month. And, you know, this is a conversation we've been talking about. I want to share my testimony of how art has helped me with that. In my space, I'm big on sacred space. So when you come into my home or my office, you will not see a corner of my home that does not have some kind of visual message. I also use a lot of smells, right? So when you're trying to incorporate art into healing things like your past wounds or healing things going on with your heart and your love life or anything for that matter, but particularly those two areas, think about what are your strongest senses. If sound is one of your strongest senses that resonate with you, then use music, right? If smell is another sense that is very good for you, then you should be burning things like jasmine and rose. All of those things nourish the heart chakra, especially if you can get, it's expensive, but 100% therapeutic grade rose oil. Oh my goodness, it's worth the investment. What it does for your heart is so powerful. So burn those things, wear those things. Shout out to Perfume Chick in Suitland, Maryland. When I put on their whip shea butters, you can smell me coming. And everybody says, what is that? I need that because smell is one of my powerful tools, one of my powerful senses. And I love to smell powerful. I love to walk in the room and people go, that's Tamer. Yes, it's me, you know? So figure out what is your strongest sense. Is smell your strongest sense? Is sight? Now, for me, it's smell and sight. And so when I feel that negative energy beginning to overtake me and become overwhelming, one of the things I do in every corner of my home, even in my car, I have visual affirmations that I've written down, and you can use just index cards. That's a simple tool. I have these things in my space, and it reminds me of the truth that I am not how I feel in that moment. I'm bigger than that. So these are different tools you can be using. Find out what your strongest sense is. When you look at your past wounds, don't tiptoe around it. Call a spade a spade. If you know you need to do some healing work around Boo Boo the Fool from 2 years ago, you still holding on to that energy in your womb and your heart and your body, and you're using what you experienced with previous lovers to dictate how you show up with the ones you're with right now, it's time for you to let that go. And you can do it in a way that doesn't feel as heavy by using art. You can use writing, you can use vision boards. So these are things that we will have. We will literally at this Shadowbox party have the kind of art tools to help you specifically address these types of things. Honoring your ancestors, healing past wounds, how to manifest. If you're on a vibration I'm on, which is I'm about my coins, I'm about my money right now, we'll have healing art tools that you can use to manifest abundance. And I'll share this nugget on my vision board I was telling you I'm getting ready to redo. I had a picture. Now see, I want y'all to hear the lesson in this. This is a testimony and a lesson for me at the same time. I had a picture of a new vehicle. It wasn't my dream car. It was just representing me getting a new vehicle. Well, last year, end of last year, I purchased a brand new vehicle. Now, when I was making that purchase, the first one, the deal went through because the people lacked integrity and my radar was in tune enough to close the deal and take that vehicle back to the dealership. The one I replaced it with looks exactly like the vehicle on my vision board. I said, darn it, why didn't I put my dream car? So I'm telling you, these tools, art will help you reprogram your subconscious mind. And when it comes to matters of your heart, how you choose who you're going to have as a mate, all of that is driven by your subconscious mind. You would like to think that your conscious mind would say, I've dated this prototype of person before, I'm not doing that again. Then you get in the experience and you're doing the same daggone thing again. And you say, wait a minute, didn't I say I was doing something different? You need to understand that that is your subconscious mind. So the power of art is that it will help reprogram your subconscious mind. The imagery, the colors, all of that is speaking to parts of you that you may not even know exists. So that's why we're so excited about March 19th and the Shadowbox Party, because we're going to have a good time putting tools and creating something that you can put in your space that's going to help you get to the next level. And it's going to be working in the backdrop without you even thinking about it. That's what art will do. That's what music, sound, smells, colors, all of this stuff, that's what it does. So we're going to create a little vortex for y'all to come in and create something powerful to take back home with you. And I am so amazed and excited about it. I'm going to check in with Annette. Annette, I don't know if you know sign language since we can't hear you. I
Are
don't
you
know
able to
what's
hear
going
me?
on with Google today. I still can't hear you. But did I cover everything that we needed to cover? I want to shout out. I just zoomed in on her face because I want y'all to see her beautiful face, even though you can't hear her because we're having some technical issues. We still say we're going to do this hangout because we had so many of you say, yes, I want to be a part of listening to this message about using art to embrace the dark feminine within. Again, for those of you who joined us late, I see more of you hopping on the hangout. I already went over the piece about the archetype of the dark mother and how in every sacred text, you will find darkness present before the light when it comes to creation. So I was using the example of Genesis and how it says that the spirit moved upon the dark waters. So before the declaration of let there be light, there was darkness. And this is why we have to learn to not be so vexed and get stuck and stagnant around the dark things within us. You know, I hear people talk about depression and I hear people talk about their anger, their rage. I said to one of my good sister friends recently, I said, oh, I am a rageful woman. And she was concerned. She said, Table, what's going on? I said, yes, there's nothing wrong with anger. It's what you do with it. It's how you process it or not. Because some of us are doing absolutely nothing with our emotions. We were not taught how to process this stuff. And then the other side of that, which is the nature of this conversation, is we are taught that when we feel certain things that are dark, that we're supposed to judge it and not be okay with it. But I'll say it like I said earlier, one of the most righteous things I have learned to do in my life is take people's heads off at my shrine. There are certain things that don't even reach me anymore because I have finally learned to embrace my dark power, the power to purify. Darkness shows up when it's time to clean things up. You know, when you look at the archetype of Sekhmet, Dua Sekhmet, when you look at that divine mother, she showed up to clean up, is what she's most known for. Powerful healer, powerful energy. I resonate with Sekhmet, so y'all hear me talk about her a lot. Mama Sekhmet is a powerful energy. She shows up to purify. You don't go and ask for her help with anything that you want to dance and play with. Every time that I've needed to really release some things, I go into darkness. When I need to shut some stuff down, I have learned to embrace the boom that comes with the dark feminine power. You look at Kali, all these different things. There were reasons why our ancestors made sacrifices and ritual to this, to bring the balance. Some of you are not balanced in your life because you're too busy trying to be light all the time, trying to always be okay, trying to always have it together. Sometimes you need to just break and go in a corner in the darkness and turn off the lights or something. Just be present with the emotion of not having it all together, you know, and let the darkness purify you. Let the emotions that you feel are dark serve you well. Because I can tell you what I've learned by studying these different texts and archetypes and all of that is that what follows the darkness is powerful creative things that shift and change the world and change your life. Right. So for those of you who are just hopping on, thank you for joining us. And I apologize for our delay. I hope y'all came back. We are having some technical issues with Google. So you can hear me, but my sister friend who is here from expressyourlight.com, we're not able to hear her right now because Google is messing with us today. But it's all good. I'm gonna speak for both of us. I'm representing. And she was going to do the part of walking you through a candle ritual to demonstrate how to start using some tools to embrace the dark feminine But you can't hear her. But do you have your candle there, Annette? I'm going to try to talk for you.
Are you
I
able
can
to hear
see her.
me?
Y'all see her lips moving, right? Ain't she cute? She's so cute, but we can't hear you still. I keep checking in to see if we can fix whatever's going on with Google. So our intention was to walk you through how you can acknowledge and embrace spiritually your dark feminine power through art. So many of you may be familiar with things such as candle work. The stuff that you see being done in indigenous spiritual systems, it's artistry, it's cultural expression of spiritual principles. So what we're going to be doing on March 19th is literally just a cultural expression of these spiritual principles around manifestation, healing, letting go of the old stuff. All of these things, as you prepare to join us on the 19th, make a list, get very clear with yourself, because what we do, and this is what both the Womb Sauna and Express Your Light are known for in the community. When we come together to shake stuff up in your life, you walk away with what you need. So don't come in there just to be an observer or to just kind of be in the space. No, come in there ready to clear some stuff out your life. What is it that you're going to need to create artistically that you can take home with you that is the representation of transformation and healing in your life? We're going to give you all the tools you need and give you beautiful art pieces. And it's a 3D, so it'll stand out, it'll be framed, it'll be powerful, and you'll get to see this every day. And it'll be reprogramming your subconscious mind. What is it that you need to see in front of you that will help you know you are whole, you are healed? Not I'm healing, not one day I'll stop being broken. I don't believe in that. I believe that you can shift at any given moment. You can shift right now in a Hangout. You can just make a decision that you are no longer going to see yourself as broken, as whole. You're no longer going to feel like the darkness within you is a problem. You're just going to decide that, no, you know what, after listening to Tama on this Hangout and hearing about what her and Express Your Light are going to do, and my decision today is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, my light, my shadows, and everything in between. I accept myself, I embrace myself, and be radical about your self-acceptance and love. You can do that, and you can do that right now. It's a decision, because you have to understand that you are not your feelings. You are not your thoughts. This is why I stopped spending so much time trying to control my thoughts. Shout out to Muji. If y'all are not familiar with his work and the things that he teaches, it's Mooji. Listen to some of his lectures on YouTube. I'm going to tell you, he's deep. He reminds me of a modern Jesus Christ. He does sad songs throughout the world, and people come and ask him profound life questions, and he'll go in and begin to express these profound thoughts. So I bought his book called Before I Am. And I'm going to share this with y'all because I know it's going to help someone today. You know, he gave the analogy of a student trying to learn to drive, and it started raining. And so the driver instructor is telling him, keep your eyes on the road. And they turn on the windshield wipers. And the student driver gets nervous and starts following the wipers, so starts swerving across the road. And everybody is saying, you know, this is crazy. You need to keep your eyes on the road. You're going to get somebody killed. And the driver says, keep your eye on the road. And the students get nervous. So then the driver instructor turns the windshield wiper speed up even faster. And the student is panicking and freezing. And the driver said, take a deep breath. Keep your eyes on the road. And Mooji used this analogy to say, the real you is the road. Your core being is the road. The windshield wipers represent your emotions and your thoughts. And if you go through life following your emotions and thoughts, you're never going to walk powerfully through life. You have to understand that the mind is designed to process information. And you have to accept that you can't control the information that shows up in the mind. Some of it is your stuff. Some of it is your great grandmother's stuff. Some of it is your coworker stuff. I mean, but that's the mind's job. It's like a garbage can, and it's just taking in different information and processing, right? But the core of your being sits in your spirit. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. So when you learn to keep your eyes on the road and not follow behind everything you feel, everything you think, then you no longer waste times meditating for 2 hours trying to capture every thought you're thinking. I mean, it's impossible. It's good practice. I learned something from going through that experience, but I have figured out that my mind is going to have positive thoughts and negative thoughts. I have accepted that I am light and I am darkness. And once I accepted that, I said, now, universe, teach me how to walk powerfully in all that I am, so that I am not betraying myself by trying to suppress any part of who I am. As quickly as I will bless you, I will just as powerfully cuss you out. And I accept that. And I have mastered the power of both. And I don't judge myself for neither. You'll get to a point where you'll no longer need classifications like darkness and light, or light and darkness. You'll begin to know it's all God. It's all divine. And so this is the tone we're setting for what we're going to do on March 19th at our Shadowbox Party. We're going to give you tools to integrate. I call it the great integration. It's time for you to go to the next level of accepting yourself. Some of you can't manifest what's next because you're still in a posture of rejection of yourself. You're still not embracing all of who you are. That's why the universe is like, I would love to give you $1 million right now, but you wouldn't even know what to do with it. You would feel guilty for having it and being the first one in your family to get up out the hood. You'd feel unworthy of such greatness. We got to let that stuff go. 2016, ain't nobody got time for that. We got to let that stuff go and learn to embrace all of who we are. And that requires surrender. That requires unveiling, right? So one of the best teachers for me on how to unveil and be my authentic self shows up in my love life. The men who have journeyed with me and my husband, they get to see all of me. So y'all see the powerful, educating, empowering piece of me. And I'm transparent enough in the marketplace that y'all get to see me break too. I made a covenant with myself years ago that I would not hide who I am, because I really believe I don't live just for me. So if I need to break down and cry in the middle of a prayer call, then I'll break down and cry. I don't care, But in my love life, I had to learn to stop trying to be perfect. I had fears that how I showed up, what I knew or did not know, would negatively impact my results with my love life. And I quickly learned that I'm human and it's okay to be different things. So instead of rejecting it, when I knew that I was in an emotional disposition that was toxic, I would own it and I would communicate with my mate about it. We came up with a code word, purging. So if he came home and said, hey, honey, how was your day? And I looked at him wide-eyed and said, I'm purging today. He said, okay, let me go ahead and get out your way and let you do what you need to do. That was our agreement, that we would not bring our wounds and our personal development work to each other with the expectation that because you are my mate, you're supposed to heal me and fix me. No, that's not the journey. And that's why it's not working. That's why you end up leaving experiences and go recreating them, because you're waiting for somebody to do for you what you have the capacity to do for yourself. Our covenant is that I will support you in what you are willing to do for yourself. And if you ever quit on yourself, that's your decision. But I'm not jumping in to do nothing for you that you had a capacity to do for yourself, because I am committed to your higher self and your empowerment. And that's how I do marriage. That's how it's rocking over here. Some days are easier than others. Some days I straight up want to take heads off. And so this is the journey. So anyway, my plan, I said, well, since I know I'm going through this emotional purge and I'm moody and I start detoxing, and as Queen of Food says, that inner bitch comes out and all of this stuff because you're pulling stuff and waste out of your body. I said, I'm going to just take care of me and focus on being good to myself. While I was doing that, my husband was my witness. He would see me get up off the floor crying and go make a pot of tea. He would see me take my clay and my herbs and my essential oils and crystals and make a spiritual bath for myself to try to nourish and nurture myself. He would see me pull out poster board and start clipping stuff out of magazines and printing off affirmations and putting this stuff together. So what began to happen in our journey is that he would literally, when he come in and he could sense, he said, uh-oh, it's a purging day. Or I would tell him straight up, okay, let me go ahead and put some tea on because I know that's going to help you. Let me get that bath water running. But if I had not unveiled and told the truth about where I was and what I was going through in front of my mate, he would not have ever learned how to support me. And if he did not get to be the witness of me mastering self-care and being consistent with it, he would not have known how to support me. So the blessing is by me doing me first, all the time, unapologetically, I get supported in ways I could not even imagine. And the world gets to see, this is what Tamer needs to stay centered. So these are different principles and tools that we are going to be offering to you. I want you in preparation for March 19th to get clear with yourself about what you need to manifest. I don't want you picking up symbolism and putting stuff on your shadow box that you put on there just because you think it's pretty and think it's cute. I mean, that's good motivation, but I need you to go a little bit deeper. We're not talking about just an artistic experience. We're talking about manifesting what you need next in your life through art. And if you walk into this Shadowbox party and you have no clue about what you need to manifest, then whatever you create will be the representation of where your consciousness is. So this is why we're doing this hangout and having the conversation ahead of time. We want y'all to come in ready, walking through the door like, oh, I'm about to get that 50 grand next week, or it's time for me to manifest the love of my life. It's time for me to manifest my healing. If you're dealing with fibroids or abnormal growths or infertility in your body, it's time for you to get some imagery that you can look at every day that will show a womb fibroid free. I did this in my journey of healing infertility. I'm a plus size woman, unapologetically. And I remember that there were not enough images of Black plus size women. So I started searching for it. And I put that on my vision board. I would look at that imagery and I would look at my belly. I'll poke it out. Like, I wonder what it would look like. If I could see it, I knew I would live it. I knew it. I knew if I could see it, it was mine. So that's the intention behind our Shadowbox party. We want you to manifest what you desire, but you got to come in clear-minded. You got to be clear that there are certain things you're done with. There's certain things you're ready to start putting in place for yourself. And then the art will support that. So this is not just one of those, I know vision board parties have become very popular, and I love that. I think it's a positive, wonderful thing. But we're not just interested in having you do the exercise of it. We are doing this as a sacred space. We are creating this space. We're going to hold it for you. We want you to manifest something powerful through what you do artistically. So again, I know y'all are seeing my beautiful sister. I'm going to show her face again, Annette from expressyourlight.com. As I was sharing earlier, we had some technical issues, so for whatever reason, we cannot hear her, but isn't she cute? Look at her earring. Show me that earring, Annette. Let me tell you, Annette and I grew up together, so she don't mind me. When I start being goofy, she just is like, that's Tamer. She knew me before I was Tamer. She knows Melinda and Belinda and Boquisha. She knows the whole crew. But shout out to my sister. Her website is Express Your Light. She is the one that really is the foundation of this event we're doing on March 19th. Her movement is to bring art into people's lives in a way that will help them heal. What she's been doing in the community, I'm going to show you her face as I talk about her. What she's been doing in the community is hosting classes and workshops. She's even bad enough to come to your space and do private events and help you leverage art. She's worked with couples. She's worked with groups of people around things like grief. She has a powerful testimony of how art helped her grieve the transition of her brother, who we both adore and love so much. May he rest powerfully on the other side. But yeah, she used art to help people address deep-rooted pain and all of this. And so when we were having the conversation about, using art to embrace our dark feminine power and not reject any of what we are. Her gift was just, it was like a duh moment for me. I said, of course, expressyourlight.com. Who better to do this with than the only Annette Ferrell? So thank you, my sister. I wish that people could hear your voice. We'll probably have to do another hangout so they can connect with your energy and just feel you for themselves. But I feel like I'm doing a good job talking you up. And she didn't pay me for this, y'all. I'm really sincere. She's a bad sister. She's amazing. Her gift is amazing. And I have some of her art and the gift that she gives in my home. I have pictures that she's painted for me in my home, sculptures from her healing art classes. So I'm not talking about her just because she's my friend. I mean, that's my girl. But I've literally been on the receiving side of her gift. And it helped me heal my womb. It helped me not go crazy in grief and pain. And it has helped me think bigger. So she doesn't just teach you the art, she teaches you the meaning behind it and how to use it as a manifestation tool. And so again, we've given you some tips. We've talked about how to use your senses to help identify what kind of art pieces and artwork will resonate most with you. And we'll be teaching and demonstrating that on March 19th. We've talked about how you can use art to honor your lineage and your ancestors. And we've given some examples of that. We've talked about how art will reprogram your subconscious mind. Powerful. Why do you think entertainers make so much money? Why do you think Beyonce's Formation performance at the Super Bowl did so much for folks? She wasn't just speaking to your mind. She was reprogramming your subconscious. She used imagery, words, sounds, something as simple as I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. That kind of stuff didn't just hit you because it sounded nice. She's speaking to something beyond you. That's what artists do. That's what art is. It is its own language. And you got to be mindful. And when you recognize that, you can become intentional about leveraging that in your healing journey. I teach my clients that you should have an arsenal of tools and you should have a very powerful support team supporting you in your healing journey. This is not something you can accomplish by yourself. So yes, you know what your strengths are, but where you need some growth, that's when you need other people to come in and support you. And so art should absolutely be one of the tools you're using, and express it in different ways. What's most common in the conversations around womb healing is waist beating. I love waist beating, but that's not the only expression of art. So I want y'all to understand all these different things. And we're going to introduce you to the shadow box and how to use the shadow box to support your healing process. So I'm so excited. So March 19th, right before spring equinox, we're aligning with that energy of newness, the new year. That's the true new year. And the earth is going to be blossoming and everything's going to be so bright and vibrant. And here you are going to be in this space with other amazing people, creating this powerful manifestation tool to get you through the rest of the year. And maybe even beyond that, depending on what you create for your shadow box. A shadow box, for those of you who are just hopping on, it's like a 3D vision board. So I said to Annette, I said, how do we take the vision board and turn it up? She said, oh, girl, we got to do a shadow box. And I just love that it was called a shadow box because it was in the context of the great integration of your light and darkness and how we need to embrace the dark feminine power. Dark mother, she's powerful. She's potent. And she comes through when it's time to purify and clean up things. So anyway, it's 5 o'clock. I have been making sure I gave all the information to register for our upcoming event. You go to thewombsauna.com. You'll see a tab that says events and you'll see a drop down. Just click register for an upcoming event and you'll see our Shadowbox Party listed. We have limited space because we want to keep it intimate. So don't drag your feet. Go ahead, invest and secure your spot. And while you're preparing for the 19th, I need you to clear your mind. Get your vision crystal clear. When you walk in, matter of fact, I'm going to charge everyone, when you walk into this party, write down, bring in on a piece of paper what it is you want to manifest in your life through this experience. What it is you want that shadow box to represent for you. Don't come in just saying, yay, I'm glad I'm here. I want you to do that too. But this space, everything that the Womb Sauna and expressyourlight.com, everything that we do has a healing intention behind it. And so we're going to have fun. It's going to be light. It's going to be powerful, but it's going to be what you think you can walk away with. And I am nudging you and encouraging you to come in ready to put some ridiculous dreams on that shadow box, things that will require divine support to manifest. That's the kind of stuff you need to be putting in your subconscious and looking at every day, not the easy stuff you can control and do on your own. You need imagery that will take you out of your comfort zone. So whatever that house is that you think you can't afford, put that on your shadow box. Whatever that lover is that you think, oh no, I never attract that type. No, that's the type of lover you need to put on your shadow box. That's what you need to be reprogramming into your subconscious. All of these different things, whatever diagnosis you think you'll have for the rest of your life, you need to put imagery on that board that represents being whole, healed, and free from that. So anyway, I could talk about this all day, but I have a baby to go nurse. So so as much as I'm enjoying myself with you, I need to go give her some good loving. And I am so excited that y'all even took time, and I'm thanking all of you for your patience despite the technical issues we had with the Hangout today. I hope something that I've said and that I've spoken on behalf of Annette from Express Your Light. Let me show you her face again. Whoop, that's my boo. I hope something that we've shared with you today really is calling you to action, and that you learned something you may not have known, or you were reminded of something that you need to prioritize and make a focus. All right. So again, I can't wait to see all of you at our Shadowbox Party 3D vision board. It's going to be dope, and you're going to love what you create, and it's going to help you go into a deeper level of self-acceptance, and it's going to manifest something very powerful. So I can't wait to see all of you there. Again, to register for that March 19th, you go to thewombsauna.com, our event registration tab. You'll see the event listed right there. And thank you for your listening ear. We adore you. We can't wait to see you at the party. Come ready. Look, don't come divified. Because we're going to be being artistic. We're going to be working with paint and all these different things. So come comfortable, be cute, but come comfortable and ready to do something powerful. So peace and blessings, everyone. We will continue to be in touch with you on how to prepare for this upcoming event. Much love. Have a wonderful day.